Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight? All right. Ready to get some champagne in your system? So to speak, right? All right, let's hear it for the Champagne Flutes.
Thank you. So I'm sure we are the Champagne Flutes, as they said. We are delighted to be back with you tonight for a special program celebrating America and American music for our 250th. Today's program features 4 different genres of American music. Our opening number was, of course, America the Beautiful, of course, which many should actually think should be our national anthem. So that poem, as a little fun fact, written by Catherine Lee Bates, it was written in 1893. Those are the lyrics. The music, however, was composed 11 years earlier in 1882, and the two of them never ever met. Pretty interesting. She found the music, somebody put the words together in 1910, and they've been inextricably linked ever since. They even had a contest in 1926 to find a new melody, and they couldn't find one. So I think they did pretty good. That arrangement was by a man named Kelly Vaya. I think that I said his name right. And you'll hear more about, he's an American arranger and composer, and you'll hear more about him later. Okay, so we're gonna start our program off by saluting American patriotism. First, what would an American celebration be without some Sousa music and Sousa marches? Known as the American March King, John Philip Sousa's marches are synonymous with America and patriotism. The first march we're going to play is the Liberty Bell, whose name was inspired by a spectacle called America, where a backdrop depicting the Liberty Bell was lowered. It was originally written for his uncompleted opera, believe it or not, The march has now been played at 5 out of the last 7 presidential inaugurations, and interestingly, is the official march of the Canadian Forces Public Affairs Branch, and was also used as the opening theme, some of you may remember, for the English comedy Monty Python's Flying Circus, reinforcing the universal appeal of John Philip Sousa's marches. So here is the Liberty Bell. Wrong flute. Thank you. Next, we're going to pay musical homage to 2 classic selections made popular during World War II, American Patrol and the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. So American Patrol is a popular march written by Frank Meacham in 1885, but it became extremely popular during World War II. Fun fact, the word patrol is actually a musical format and not a troop of soldiers as most people think. In fact, there's a lot of other compositions that were written right around the same time with that same name and bear titles such as Turkish Patrol, Ethiopian Patrol, the Owls Patrol, Welsh Patrol, and the Arab Patrol. They're real pieces of music. The format was intended to represent a military band approaching, kind of passing and fading into the distance. Our arrangement is a version of the Glenn Miller classic. And we're going to follow that up with Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, which has become an iconic song of World War II, commonly featured and referenced in media set during that period. Let's see, it was introduced by the Andrews Sisters in the Abbott and Costello comedy Buck Privates. The recording reached number 6, and the song is ranked number 6 in the Songs of the Century. And a lot of you might remember Bette Midler redid it in 1972, and it went to the top of the charts. So it's pretty cool. This music never dies. Here we go. Thank you. All right. Known in the decades before World War I as the man who owned Broadway, George M. Cohan is considered to be the father of the American musical comedy. His life and his music were depicted in the Oscar-winning film Yankee Doodle Dandy in 1942 and the 1988 musical George M. A statue of Cohan is in Times Square in New York City, commemorating his contributions to American musical theater. This medley we're going to play features 5 of his well-known songs: Give My Regards to Broadway, Grand Old Flag, Mary, Yankee Doodle Dandy, and Over There. you. Okay, we're going to end our salute to American patriotism with another salute to March that led to Sousa being dubbed the March King. The Washington Post March is a march composed in 1889 at the request of the new owners of the Washington Post newspaper. Since then, it has remained one of his most popular marches throughout the United States and many other countries. This led to a British journalist dubbing Sousa the March King. Sousa is honored in the Washington Post building for his contribution to the newspaper and his country. Okay, so we're going to completely shift gears now and talk about TV cartoons. So TV cartoons have been a staple of American television since its early days. The 1960s and the 70s are often called the golden age of television animation. This era was popularized by people like Hanna-Barbera Productions, which created the iconic series like The Flintstones, The Jetsons, and Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? These shows often employed limited animation techniques to reduce costs, while making them entertaining storylines. Networks like ABC, CBS, and NBC established the tradition of the Saturday morning cartoon blocks, offering cartoons as a central part of American childhood. Do we all remember those? I know I do. This classic cartoon symphony pays homage to some of the most widely recognized American cartoon music, and we hope it brings back some great memories. That was fun. We like that one. The second one. What was the second one? The Flintstones. The Jetsons. Yeah, which flowed into The Simpsons. And then that flowed into Pink Panther. And then it was the Animaniacs. And then Looney Tunes at the end. Pretty cool, right? Okay. So now we're going to do something we've never done before. And we're going to focus part of the program on American original flute compositions. So first, I want to take a minute to introduce the ensemble and kind of explain to you. I know you're all wondering about this thing. So I'll just explain to you all the different flutes. So first of all, I'm Myra, and this is what we call a bass flute. It's an octave below the C flute that some of the other folks are playing here. We have Renee here, who plays piccolo and the C flute. Now, the piccolo would actually be 2 octaves above this for your musicians, an octave above the C flute. We have Abby on both alto flute. Alto flute, and Caroline also has an alto flute. So the alto flute is, help me out guys, a 4th, I believe, below the C flute, and kind of, it gives that kind of middle, really kind of cool, mysterious ambiance to the ensemble. We love them. We have Emily over there at the end. We have Sarah in the back, Jody, Caroline, as we said, who plays both the C flute and her alto flute. And we have Nicole. I'm sure you heard her on that lovely solo on the Pink Panther. She did a great job. So we are the Champagne Flutes. And now we're going to talk about some original compositions. Oh, and I'm sorry, how could I forget our Chandler? Chandler, who is keeping us in time and playing percussion. I apologize. Yay, Chandler. What would we do without Chandler? So as I said, music written especially for flutes is some of our favorite music to play. We'd like to recognize 4 amazing American composers. First, someone who is near and dear to our hearts, most especially Miss Caroline's heart, that is Dave Dawson, her husband. So Dave and Caroline live in Cherryville, and Dave has been playing guitar since his high school days. He's a member of the Allentown Symphony Orchestra's Composer Collaborate, a group of Lehigh Valley composers who study together and create pieces for the Allentown Symphony Orchestra's new music series of chamber works. Dave wanted to write this piece called Pop the Cork as a fun, jazzy piece, especially for our Champagne Flutes. So we have a theme song. I'm so excited. He wanted to create something that could be a theme song for the ensemble, and also wanted to showcase the range of instruments from the bass flute to the alto flute to the C flute to the piccolo. There are 6 actual different parts. So try and pick them out. So this is Dave Dawson's Pop the Cork. How about that? Our very own theme song. Okay. Next, we're going to feature an artist, a composer named Ricky Lombardo from the great state of New Jersey. He's a composer, arranger, flautist, educator, and publisher whose contributions to the flute community span more than 6 decades. He's written over 140 works that have an unwavering commitment to accessibility, creativity, as well as ensemble arrangements. Ricky's music continues to inspire flutists of all ages and levels around the world. His most notable innovation is what he calls the expandable flute choir format, which is a flexible, scalable flute choir pieces where different numbers in the ensemble can play the piece and all parts will be heard. Ricky's arrangements ensure that every part is interesting, engaging, and fun to play, regardless of the position. Tonight, we're going to play a piece called Traffic Jam. The work sets the tone of driving in a congested city with some of the environmental experiences that one encounters as a driver or a passenger. So try to picture that as you hear us play Traffic Jam. Right? You hear like the taxi horns and all that stuff, just like music was intended to be. So we opened the program, as I mentioned, with an arrangement by a renowned flutist named Kelly Via from the great state of Georgia. Excuse me, a flute choir enthusiast and arranger. Kelly was selected to perform with the National Flute Association Professional Flute Choir each year from 2000 to 2016. Kelly has appeared as guest conductor with flute choirs in Arizona, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Canada. My goodness, he was a busy guy. Tonight we will play his original composition, Fanfare 36. Fanfare 36 was composed especially for the 2008 National High School Flute Choir. If Fanfare 36 conjures up images of a marching flute choir forming patterns on the field complete with twirlers, color guard, and drum lines, then he has achieved his goal. Here is Fanfare 36. Okay, we're going to move on to a section that features American folk music. So folk music is known as the music of the people. Folk music tends to have certain characteristics representative of its home country. One meaning often given is that of old songs with no known composers. Another is that of music that has gone through an evolutionary process of oral transmission, the fashioning and refashioning of the music by the community that gives it its folk character. Today we're going to play some well-known folk classics that have definitely been refashioned over the years. First, Ashokan Farewell. It's a musical piece composed by the American folk musician Jay Unger in 1982. For years, it served as a goodnight farewell waltz at the annual Ashokan Fiddle and Dance Camps. The tune was used as the title theme of the 1990 PBS documentary series called The Civil War, despite its late date of composition. It was included in the 1991 compilation about songs of the Civil War. I think you'll hear those tones. Thank you. Shenandoah is one of America's most recognizable folk tunes. But true to folk form, its origins are sketchy at best. Like many folk songs, it's impossible to determine exactly when this song was composed. But it's assumed it was around the Civil War. In any case, by the end of the 19th century, Shenandoah had achieved widespread popularity, both on land and sea. Some believe the song refers to the river of the same name. Others suggest that it is of African American origin, for it tells the tale of Sally, the daughter of the Indian chief Shenandoah, who was courted for 7 years by a white Missouri River trader. Regardless of the textual mysteries, Shenandoah remains an American classic. Listen for the melody as it floats around the ensemble, especially with a round transcribed from the concert band arrangement. Right to easy one. Okay. Sorry. So ragtime, folk music, is a musical style noted for its syncopated or ragged rhythm. It originated in African American communities in the late 19th century and was propelled to popularity in the 1890s through the 1910s by composers such as James Scott, Joseph Lamb, and particularly Scott Joplin. Known as the King of Ragtime, known for compositions like the Maple Leaf Rag and The Entertainer, tonight we're going to share our version of Joplin's Easy Winners. The title of this composition is a reference to athletes who are expected to win a sporting event without difficulty. The cover of the sheet music, the cover of the sheet music depicts scenes of baseball, football, horse racing, and sailing. It returned to international prominence as part of the ragtime revival of the 70s, when it was used as part of the theme music of the 1973 Oscar-winning film, the sting, along with the entertainer. So here is the easy winners. Thank you. We're going to move on to our final section of American music now, focusing on Broadway and some popular music. And I heard you guys singing along. When you know this is your time, you can sing along with everything we play. So Meredith Willson was an American flautist, believe it or not, composer, and a piccolo player. I think like a concert piccoloist. Yeah, he was really good. Yeah. So perhaps his best known work. Does anybody know what his best known work is? What he wrote? Meredith Willson. There you go. There's my ringer. There's one in every audience. Thank you so much. So, and that it is from that musical that our next selection, the Eternal Love Song, Till There Was You, is from. This arrangement shows how beautifully the various flutes can blend. Thank you. So George Gershwin was an American composer and pianist whose compositions spanned jazz, popular, and classical music. He moved to Hollywood and composed several film scores. Unfortunately, he died in 1937 at only 36 years old from a brain tumor. But his compositions have been adapted for use in many film and television productions, with many becoming jazz standards. He really left his mark on the musical world. Our medley features some of his most popular works: Rhapsody in Blue, Strike Up the Band, Summertime, and I've Got Rhythm. We hope you enjoy and sing along. I heard some of you guys back there. It was good. Thank you. We chose our last American popular song as a salute to the most recognized American city in the world, which is, of course, New York City. You know it. New York, New York was a 1977 American musical romantic comedy directed by Martin Scorsese. John Kander and Fred Ebb wrote several songs for the film, including New York, New York, which became a worldwide hit and standard. A tribute to Scorsese's hometown of New York, the film starred Liza Minnelli and Robert De Niro as a pair of poor musicians and lovers. 2 years later, Frank Sinatra covered the song, and it instantly became identified with both him and New York City, giving him his last top 40 hit before he passed away, and it replaced My Way as his closing song. So this one, feel free to sing along. We know that you'll want to. Guys are doing great. Here's a key change. Thank you. So what would an American musical program be as we celebrate our 250 years of this great country without our final selection? First performed at Willow Grove Park, just outside Philadelphia, on May 14th, 1897, this Sousa March was immediately greeted with enthusiasm. Following an act of Congress in 1987, it was officially adopted as the National March of the United States of America. We hope you have enjoyed our program today. We loved being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Here is the Stars and Stripes Forever, featuring our own Abby on the iconic piccolo solo. Happy 250th birthday, America. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I have a funny feeling you might see us around the holidays again. So have a great, great night and have a lovely July 4th. Happy birthday, America.
Let's give it up one last time for the talented and amazing Champagne Flutes.